evening, and welcome to this restorative Yoga Nidra practice. So before we go into yogic sleep, kind of similar to meditation, we'll engage in a few soft postures. It's similar to yin restorative in the appearance of the postures, except with restorative, we prop ourselves a lot higher, go at a lower intensity, and it's really about a mindset of healing your body, of caring for your body in gentleness. So grab as many pillows as you would like. If you have a long bolster, great. Mine are at the studio right now, but I've taken a thick blanket and I folded it to make a little bolster for myself, for my spine or my hips. So lots and lots of supports here. As you find your way onto your back, let's take a little body scan here as you sense yourself lying on the floor. See if there's anywhere you can soften a little deeper. Notice the face, soften the forehead. And to support this work, a little vagus nerve release, if desired. Stay where you are, skull heavy, but take the eyes all the way to the right and keep them there, either closed or open, around 30 seconds or so. So breathe here. Notice if there's any sighs, swallows, any change in tension here. Notice the desire perhaps to move the head. Keep it still. Look to the right as best you're able. And then bring the eyes back to center and pause. And sweep your eyes over to the left. Stay to the left. What happens to the tension, to the breath? And return the eyes to center. Ha. Roll the wrists and ankles. Reverse. And from here, plant the feet. And just rock the pelvis. Curl and imprint, or even slightly arch, along with the pattern of your breath as you inhale and slightly arch. And exhale to imprint. Inhale to arch. And exhale to imprint. You might just stay here. Or maybe you feel the desire for just a little more activity before we settle in and lift the hips. Inhale and exhale to lower and hug the knees in. Plant the feet, roll through the pelvis, lift it up. Lower it back down, nice little hug. One more time, plant the feet, lift up through the pelvis. And this is where you might stick a bolster underneath. So you might need to lower down to do that. Stick a bolster underneath the hips for a supported bridge, remembering that we don't want to go with this one. We don't want to have a lot of props or have it very high. Just a subtle, subtle inversion here. And for the full kind of restorative effect, you might even just keep the feet planted, this slight little lift of the pelvis, either in alignment or above the heart. Or you might extend one leg for a few breaths. The softness of the bolster under your sacrum. And change sides unless you have both feet planted. And just continue to breathe. Few more breaths into the center of your being. More inhale. And exhale to plant both feet if they weren't already there. And take a few breaths as you melt the shoulders. More inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, perhaps to lift the hips, to remove that bolster, pillow, whatever you've got. Settle the hips back down. Heel toe, the feet to the outside edges of the mat, and allow the knees to come in to touch the knee mountain. Breathe into the pelvic floor. If it's within your window of tolerance, that is. For some of us, we may not be ready to go there. Find an area just outside the periphery to bring your awareness to, or an area of ease if needed, instead of the pelvic floor to focus on. Honoring your body's history, your experiences. And what's most supportive for you here and now. One more inhale. And exhale to walk the feet back in line with the hips. This is where lots of bolsters might come in handy for a rotation, but not a very deep one if you'd like to moderate it more. So bolsters could go, or pillow between the thighs, also a pillow or pillows. Could have all of them here if you want, to your left side. Shift the hips over a little if you need, and allow the legs to come to the left. Again, higher the props, the more it's like restorative yoga. Just minute sensation. And normally restorative, we stay in poses for quite a long time. Here it's just kind of short version because it can be asking a lot of ourselves to be still and quiet for so long. Something we need to build up to. But sometimes as we quiet the body, the mind will start to acquiesce. It might come along with us and become more settled over time and practice, knowing that sometimes the mind will be busy despite the quietness of the body. But trying to cultivate through our practice this outer stillness to support inner stillness. That the outside support the inside, inside support the outside. So we cultivate healthy patterns in the mind and body. One more inhale. And exhale to bring the legs back through center. Bring any pillows you need to the right hand side. And I kind of like one between the thighs and on the outside. Shift the hips as you need to allow the legs to drape to the right. Extend the arms. Observe the mind. Does it match the body or is it different? Either way, observe it. And see if the breath and the sensation in the body can guide your attention home. And let the inside be reflected in the outside. Let them integrate and find each other. No separateness, united and whole. More inhale here. And exhale, bring the knees back to center. Maybe you remove that pillow. You could even put it on your belly if you have lots of space here to hug the knees in. If you'd like that compression. That's what you've got handy. You might just have the knees pulled into the chest. And roll onto your favorite side to press yourself up. And take your legs over to the right, in kind of a stag position. Can be closer in, further out. And then take a bunch of pillows as high as you'd wish. And see if you can bring yourself down on them. whether off to the side, like so, maybe a little more in line with the knee of that bent leg. Breathe into the back of the heart as you allow this mountain of pillows to support you. Better to stack it quite high. One more inhale here. And exhale to start to rise. Take those pillows over to the opposite side. Legs go to the left. Find your sits bones. Get your bolsters. Angle them where it feels comfortable to round over them. Soften the shoulders. Make sure the head is supported either with stacked fists or really high with those pillows. Few more breaths here. Expand the inhale and exhale to come up. A seated child's pose here, if you're able to come onto the shins. If not, maybe extend the legs and have a large stack of bolsters to fold over onto. Or again, seated. Lots of props here. Stack it all and just fold. Neutral now. Maybe your head is turned to one side. Turn the head the opposite way. One more inhale here. And exhale, squeeze your pillows, give them a little hug before you press your way up. Let's open up the chest a little bit here. If you have some pillows to put underneath the thoracic spine or perhaps a blanket folded, so it's more like a long ways, as level as you can get it, so that you can bring the base of your spine, your bottom to the bolster. Again, this one doesn't have to be very high in this case for it to be more gentle. And then open up across the heart. Arms can be wherever you wish. You'll notice I brought the soles of my feet together automatically. A lot of us will take cobblers here. Could also just have the feet planted. And even with those knees open, some people will put pillows so they don't go too deep under the outer thighs because we're not looking to go very far in our restorative postures in terms of depth, looking for the subtleties. And now take the hands, close the knees like a book if they were opened. And adjust your position for Yoga Nidra. That might mean that you lie on your back, just with no props, or maybe you would like to get comfy here because we will be in Yoga Nidra for around 20 to 30 minutes. Could have a bolster underneath the hamstrings, maybe a nice high one. So there's a nice knee bend here. Could have something like this blanket underneath the calves and a blanket covering the body. So get yourself settled, adjust your clothing, do what you need. I'm going to turn the lights off so there's no light coming from the screen, or not much light to bother your eyes, to draw your attention at all. However, your eyes will be closed. You could even cover your eyes with a blanket or a towel, something like that. So find your way as I adjust my space here. So find your comfortable position to prepare for Yoga Nidra. Ready yourself here. During Yoga Nidra, ideally, there is no physical movement. Quiet the body as best you can to make space to observe your inner experience. Deep inhale and longer exhale. Find your breath here. In this practice, you'll become aware of feelings of relaxation in the body. But it is not necessary to deliberately relax your muscles. Simply develop the feeling of relaxation, like the feeling you have just before sleep, when relaxation becomes deep. However, you will remain awake and aware. This intention is key. Repeat to yourself, I will remain awake throughout this practice. I will remain awake throughout this practice. I will remain awake throughout this practice. During Yoga Nidra, you are working with layers of the self, often below conscious awareness. Use my voice as a guide to support the seemingly passive inner work. Let go of all mental effort or analysis. Allow for mental relaxation. Complete deep rest. Listen with total attention and feeling. And if thoughts come in from time to time, just let them be and continue with the practice. This passive release will better support their inevitable departure. Be calm yet steadfast in the statement's truth. Now, bring about a feeling of inner relaxation in the whole body, and become aware of the importance of complete stillness. Become ready to set your sankalp, an intention for this practice. Let it come to you naturally, intuitively. It could be a short, simple, positive statement, or flip a negative statement you often tell yourself into a positive one. Envision it realized and bring it forward into your perception of reality. Set your intention and repeat it 3 times to yourself now. Let us begin with the rotation of consciousness by traveling through various parts of the body. Move as quickly as you can from part to part. Name each part in your mind as you give it your full attention. Alert, but with gentleness, become aware of your right hand. Right thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, right wrist, right forearm, elbow, upper arm, right shoulder cap, right armpit, side of the waist, the right hip, the right thigh, the kneecap, calf, ankle, the heel, sole of the right foot, top of foot, to the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Become aware of your left hand, left thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, left wrist, forearm, upper arm, left shoulder cap, armpit, the left waist, the left hip, left thigh, the kneecap, into the calf muscle, the ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the foot, to the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Sense your back lying on the floor. Become aware of the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right glute, the left glute, the whole length of the spine, and the whole back together. Now feel the top of your head. Sense the crown of your head, the forehead, both sides of the head, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the space between your brows, right eyelid, left eyelid, right cheek, left cheek, the whole nose, the tip of the nose, the upper lip to the lower lip, down to the chin, the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, the middle of the chest, to the navel and the whole belly. Sense the whole of the right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm and the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole of the back, buttocks, spine, both shoulder blades, the whole front body, belly, chest, and the whole front and back torso simultaneously. Then the whole head and the entirety of the body, the whole body, the whole body integrated and complete. Shift your awareness to your breath. Do not try to change the rhythm. Observe the natural flow of the breath just as it is. There is no effort here. Maintain awareness of your breath. Continue to give it your full attention. Bring your awareness to your belly as it rises and falls. Feel it expand and contract, this ebb and flow. The breath is also three-dimensional as it waves through the body. From the belly, ribs, chest, out from chest, ribs, belly. Belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly. Feel this wave and how it includes the expansion of the rib cage out to the sides, back and front. Notice where you sense this breath most strongly. Now, we will count our breaths backwards from 11 to 1, like this. 11 inhale, 11 exhale, 10 inhale, 10 exhale. We will say the words to ourselves and count the breaths. If you lose count, that's okay. Start again. And if you get to 1 before me, begin again. It doesn't matter how far you get. The return is what matters. The renewal of your attention to the breath over and over and over. Begin. 11 inhale. 11 exhale. 10 inhale. 10 exhale. Continue. Release the counting of the breath as we move into the visualization. Notice any resistance to let go. Do so despite what the mind might tell you. Release. Soften. The visualization. It is like a dream state where you're invited to picture, hear, even feel as best you can the places and items or experiences named. But first, see the space behind your eyelids. See what there is to experience. Perhaps it's dark, or maybe there's some lights flickering. Just notice. And then in your mind's eye, bring to mind a place of comfort and safety for you. It could be real or imagined. As this safe space comes into view, look around it. Notice the things that surround you. Anything at all. Could even be people. Whatever's around you. And take a breath. And smell anything there is to perceive. And listen for the sounds of comfort around you. Soothing, soft sounds. And in this place of safety, a screen appears. And from this vantage point, use your imagination to bring to mind the following on your screen in rapid succession: a full moon, a wolf howling, the sun setting, a warm bath, your face in the mirror, a kitten meowing, a vast field of snow, bustling city streets, your friend smiling, a calm lake, the midday sun, Egyptian pyramids, the tone of a bell, swooping birds, a game of checkers, waves crashing on the beach, a thriving garden, your front door, fish swimming in the ocean, a tall tree, a baby laughing, and you meditate. Come back into the room in which you lie on the floor. See yourself laying on the floor. Feel your body grounded. With the support of the earth. And from this grounded place, reaffirm your sankalpa. Please repeat the statement you made earlier in the practice. 3 times to yourself now. With your heart and mind united, you support this desire to manifest. Feel yourself on the floor in your room, practicing Yoga Nidra. And listen for the furthest sound you can hear without judgment. Listen to its tones. Observe this sound. With the same curiosity, listen for the closest sound, perhaps even your own breath, and notice its tones, its quality. Take a different vantage point. From above, see yourself on the floor, an aerial view. And imagine where you are in the room and the items in the room. And sense season. the time of day, and the year. And ground the back body once more as you sense yourself on the floor, inhabiting your body with complete presence. And expand the breath, lighten it until it brings life into your limbs. Perhaps you wiggle the fingers and the toes as you breathe here. Create space in the joints. Roll the wrists and the ankles. Take any movements that serve, or perhaps a long body stretch. Yawn and let it become real. Continue to awaken yourself. Before you roll onto your favorite side and breathe into the lower back. And when ready, come to a seated posture of your choice. This could be seated on bolsters, pillows. And lull the head side to side. And bring it over to the right. And again, that vagus nerve release, if you'd like. Take the eyes to the left, open or closed. So we finish as we began. Allow the nervous system to relax, to be soothed. Notice the shifts in tension and bring the chin to center and over to the left and look right. Again, we expand our awareness to the periphery of our vision. Maybe there's more to be seen, more we can experience, even in the subtle, small, moments of life. Bring the head back to center. Perhaps reach your arms up as you look up and bring your hands to heart center. Your Yoga Nidra practice is now complete.